we all know the Knicks beat the Spurs 4-1. Jalen Brunson got his ring, Kat got his ring, Anunoby got his ring. They all got their rings. But still, the biggest question coming out of it is, what does this mean for Wemby now? Because I think the finals showed us more than ever the things he needs to work on in the offseason to become the best. Like, if we get up the numbers now, you can see clearly the difference in terms of Wemby on the defensive and offensive end. Defensively, it's like obvious he is the best player in the NBA. I think he almost doubled second place for blocks per game in the playoffs. So it's not even like a close debate, and that's just one metric. There's so many more we can look at. Offensively, though, he's still probably in the top 20 players in the league, which is still crazy to say. Like, his efficiencies were all there. Against the Thunder, he was shooting almost 50, 40, 90, which is ridiculous to think from a guy who's like 7'4", 7'5" from the field. Absolutely ridiculous numbers. But then against the Knicks, he shot 27% from three across the series. And I think his free throw numbers were well below, like, you're talking 74%. And that just isn't going to fly in a finals, especially when you're supposed to be the 1A guy, which turned out to be Jalen Brunson. And if you take Wemby's finals numbers of face value, like I think it was 26 points per game roughly, that sounds great. But then when you realize the efficiency and the usage he needed to get it with someone of his height, you're just thinking that just doesn't make sense, especially the 3-pointers if you're shooting below 30% from three. So it's now a case of, what does he need? And I personally think that, like, the truly elite big men we've seen come before him, like we had Kareem, he had his Skyhook. We had Hakeem, he had the great post play and the dream shake, of course. And then Dirk had that one-legged fadeaway. And so what all these big men have in common is that they have this one signature move or a counter move that they rely on most when probably they're not feeling it in the game. Like Wemby, for example, if he's not hot from three, he needs to have a move that he can rely on just to get him some rhythm again and just keep his team in the game. They could have really done with that in the second half of the whole series, to be honest. And the point of this video wasn't to bash Wemby or necessarily say he needs to improve at this because he's not good enough. It's more so the opposite. He has so much potential that he can get himself into these GOAT debates. And what can he do to take the next step? And I'm sure he will do these things. But it's about finding more offensive consistency and that weapon in his arsenal he can rely on that the greats before him have. Because he's done things at 22 that most players won't achieve in an entire career. I mean, unanimous Defensive Player of the Year, taking his team as the leader to the finals. Even the greats before him, like LeBron and Jordan, they didn't do this till much later on in their career. So it'll be very interesting to see what Wemby does next season and how he changes his game in the offseason.